Welcome to Brussels, the capital of Belgium and the administrative centre of the European Union. In many ways, it's the capital of Europe. It's a cosmopolitan city, many different cultures come together. It boasts medieval streets, beautiful squares, boulevards, along with some impressive monuments and spacious parks. This city hosts the final meeting of the Samsung Diamond League for 2010. Welcome to the 34th Eva van Damme meeting here in the Stade La Boudoir. 16 of the Diamond League overall winners were decided in Zurich. Tonight we will know which athletes will be crowned champions and diamond winners in the remaining 16 events. The weather, well, it's overcast. It promised rain, but so far it's held off. And what a meeting we have in prospect for you. The men's 800 metres in particular, well, David Rudisha, the recent breaker of the world record for 800 metres. He's here against Kaki. What a matchup that will be. And it's a decider in the men's 100 metres too, with Tyson Gay in great form, aiming to take that title too. Always in Brussels, the meeting promises an atmosphere which will provide a platform for performances of considerable quality across the board. This is the final. The diamond will be presented to the 16 winners. There they are already before this meeting gets underway. Well, alongside me, Tim Hutchings, and the first event on the track's the 400-metre hurdles. And what a race that should be, Tim.
Yes, there's the lineup for this 400-metre hurdles. You can see the European champion Di Green of Great Britain goes in lane 7, but the Diamond League leader, well, he's uncatchable now. Sean Jackson of the USA goes in lane 5, outstanding world #1 this year. He's won his last 5 races, all of them inside 48.12. He's in stunning form as the little American. In the centre of the 9 lanes being used tonight for a lot of the lane races, 400 metres as well, for example. All 9 lanes being used in this one. But in conditions, it has to be said, not really ideal. It's been a cloudy, relatively humid day today, strange atmosphere, but 15 degrees means quite a drop in temperature tonight. Niels During goes in lane 1, semi-finalist in those European Championships, but he has improved the Belgian by almost 2 seconds this year. Can he get under 50 seconds tonight? He's already very close. Sebastian Maillard, former decathlete, he too was a semi-finalist in Barcelona. The Frenchman was second in Lille just 3 days ago.
De nummer 4 van het WK vorig jaar was er nog maar 17 jaar.
Jehu Gordon, world junior champion this year, who's a huge talent, who was 4th in the World Championships last year, aged just 17. Javier Coulson goes in lane 4 for Puerto Rico. He's second in the Diamond League standings, but as explained, he cannot catch Jackson tonight. He is the World Championship silver medalist, though, from last year, so an upset is possible, if not likely. There is Jackson. Well, he's only 5'8", he's one of the smallest in them, but he's the fastest in the world this year with 47.32. He's the US champion. In lane 5, that's a good draw. Angelo Taylor, well, this man is double Olympic champion. He won in Sydney all of 10 years ago and then regained that title 2 years ago in Beijing. Very consistent, but not winning his races. Lots of seconds and thirds recently from Taylor. He's in lane 6. There is Di Green, the UK champion for the last couple of years, and under the guidance of Malcolm Arnold, he's come on in leaps and bounds this last couple of years. I was chatting to him in the bus on the way to the stadium. He said if he hadn't had a good season last year, he'd have had to take up a full-time job, such were his finances. Well, as European champion, you can imagine they've turned around a little bit. Michael Poultiel goes in lane 8 for Belgium again. He too, a semi-finalist, couldn't make that top 8 at the European Championships, what, 3 weeks ago or so now. And then Justin Gaiman completes the lineup on the outside there. Winner in Lille on Tuesday, 4th in London a couple of weeks prior to that. But this man, Coulson, 1 lane inside Jackson. He goes in lane 4, does the Puerto Rican. In good form with second places in Stockholm and London recently. And this year, 47.72. He is the 3rd fastest in the world. But there is the world #1. Batman, they call him. World champion back in 2005 when he was just 22, and then bronze medals in Beijing, bronze medal last year at the World Championships, and what a season he's had. After the US Championships, he's had a series of wins in Lausanne, Monaco, Stockholm and London. So that line up again from the inside. Durink of Belgium in 1, Mayar of France in 2, Jehu Gordon of Trinidad 3, then Coulson of Puerto Rico 4, Jackson the favourite in 5, Angelo Taylor the Olympic champion in 6, Di Green European champion 7, Bull Teal in 8, Gaiman in lane 9. Away without any trouble. A quick start from Bushel. Jackson's already up on Angelo Taylor slightly. He's always very strong off the final barrier, is Jackson. Now Taylor gets into it, running down the back straight. He's already up alongside Di Green there, left to picture. Green third to left, European champion. He's got some work to do, but he's always strong in the second half. He's got to run his own race here. Taylor probably leading. He's run a very steady middle section. Bershon Jackson there, fifth from left. Coulson in the headband there in the light green top. He's going well as the stagger unwinds now around the bend. He's running good second bend. It's Di Green there. Third to left, it comes into the straight. Well, it's Jackson in the lead. Di Green's having a great run here. Coulson coming through in lane 4 in the green, but it's Jackson leading, and he's going away to win here. But Di Green for Great Britain's going to take some good scalps here. That's a great second place. 47.85 for the winner, Bershon Jackson. He does indeed become Samsung Diamond League champion for this year. Di Green in second place, that's a lovely run. And Coulson coming through for third place. Angelo Taylor, despite that aggressive back straight run and round the top bend, couldn't hold it down the home straight. But 47.85, anything under 48 seconds is really top-notch running. And on a cool, breezy night, Stuart, that's pretty classy.
Yes, indeed. Di Green was right up here on Angelo Taylor at this stage of the race. And Bershon Jackson, who often runs an even pace one, went quickly for the first bend. Taylor went away down the back straight. Di Green ran a great 300 and a superb straightaway to hold his form into the finish ahead of Coulson, who's a 47.72 man. But this fella is the man of the moment. He is the world #1. He is the diamond winner. And he really showed that sort of form here, didn't he? Di Green's time, incidentally, there, 48.26. behind 47.85 of Bershon Jackson. Well, the discus took place a little earlier. This is Li Yanfeng of China, the Chinese champion and former Asian champion. She took third place. It was her first round throw, incidentally, of 64 meters and 74. She had 3 more throws over 60 meters in the series as a whole. But third place for her. There it is, first round throw. And that was the best she could produce on the day. Well, Yarelis Barrios of Cuba was second on this occasion with her first round throw. It was a season's best, though, of 65 meters and 96. But with 4 previous wins, she won the Diamond Series. It was a superb performance all round on the series. But second place here, season's best. The wind absolutely perfect for discus throwing here. Powerful woman, terrific range, and there it is, 65.96. Well, last year, Sandra Berkovic was the European Junior Champion. This year, she's the European Senior Champion. She won this event with a personal best and a new national record. She's Croatian. It was 66 meters and 93, I can tell you. It was her third round throw. Very, very good performance. Just starts around the corner, but look at the wind and the torque she creates, and that's such a long pull on that discus. The right arm, the throwing arm, very active, but it stays so far behind so that when she unwinds, it's a powerful throw. Powerful throw. Well, there's the overall situation. 66.93, national record 65.96 in second place. Berkovic in second place.
Well, the women's high jump competition well underway. This is Ruth Petia of Spain at 1.89 meters. It's the second athlete to go clear there. Skolina has gone clear as well for Russia. Blanka Vlasic, incidentally, hasn't yet attempted this height. She's got a clean card so far and is the outstanding leader in the Diamond League, by the way, in this discipline. 24 points. The next closest person has 3 points. That is indeed Petia. There's her card.
Well, the shot put competition finished a little earlier too. The Olympic champion Tomasz Majewski was third, and what a performance it was. 21 meters and 44. It was a season's best. That came in the 5th round, as you can see. There's the series for you. All the very best in the world have competed throughout this season. Majewski has come up against this fella. Now, Christian Campbell in the last round, watch this. He'd had 21 meters and 02 in the 5th round. Then in the final round, he hit a real cracker. It was just short of 22 meters. And that was the celebration that he thought he'd done enough to win. He's the leader, though. He's the overall diamond leader. There's no question about that. He couldn't have been beaten on the night, but that's a meeting record of 21.62. But I have to tell you, the meeting record didn't last long. Watch this, 21.40, Reese Hoffer. Hoffer, terrific performer, remember, the 2007 world champion. Lovely turn, hit that brilliantly, and that was over 22 meters. 22 meters and 16 centimeters, and the meeting record had gone again. So what an end to this shot competition it was. Absolutely magnificent. Brilliant, brilliant performances. That says it all. Hoffer looks across and smiles. Well, he might. There it is, 22.16. Christian Campbell, 21.62, the former meeting record holder. Then Majewski, 21.44 with the season's best in 3rd.
Well, back to this high jump, Antonietta Di Martino. One failure so far at 189 for the Italian. That's better. Yeah, much better. She becomes just the 3rd athlete over at this height. I can tell you that Vlasic now and Demegren of Sweden both indicating that they're going to pass at this height. So Di Martino there with that clearance. The 2nd attempt moves into 3rd place. Relatively early stages, of course. As mentioned, Vlasic cannot now be caught. Whatever happens here, Irina Gordieva. Oh, she's in a spot of trouble with the Russian. 2 failures already. Really does need this, or she's gone. Oh, no. All over the place. Didn't look comfortable at all though, did she? That's a little surprising. She's a 202 jumper at her best. And has jumped 197 this year. It's not like she's in particularly poor form. Having said that, she'd failed to qualify for the European Championship final. Bershon Jackson, the winner then, 47.85 in the 400-metre hurdles, ahead of Di Green, 48.26. Close to his best, the European champion. Coulson in 3rd. 8 points, 4 points, 2 points, of course, double points here at this Diamond League final. Jackson, the very comfortable winner, ahead of Coulson and Green.
Well, the next event on the track will be the women's 200 metres, and there is the lineup for you. Porsche of the United States drawn in 1, Fedoreva of Russia in 2, Knight of the United States in 3, Brishkina of the Ukraine in 4, Felix, USA 5, Solomon 6, Baptiste 7, Borlée 8, Moore 9. This is Porsche Lucas, twice collegiate champion in America, 22.49 at best. Fedoreva, the European bronze medalist this year, best of 22.41 this season. Well, there's Bianca Knight. She's been running pretty well this year, got a best of the season of 22.59. And Brishkina, well, her parents were both Olympic champions. She got the silver medal in the European Championships this year. Really enjoying this. And Alison Felix, already winner, diamond winner of the 400 metres, is already diamond winner of the 200 metres. The only athlete really to create a double in this Diamond League inaugural season. Well, what an athlete. Solomon, Shalona Solomon, former world junior champion, 22.47, second in Stockholm this year. And then Kellyanne Baptiste of Trinidad, the Trinidadian record holder at all the sprint distances. She's better over 100, I have to say. Olivia Borlée, what a family. The 2 brothers, the father coaches them, 3 internationals in the family, and one of the brothers, the European 400 metres champion. And And there's Connie Moore, right on the outside. Connie Moore, 22.40. Didn't do so well in Stockholm, was 7th, and was 7th in her heat in London, so she's got a little bit to find. So the women's 200 meters. Lucas, Fedoreva, Knight, Rizgina, Felix, Solomon, Baptiste, Borlée and Moore.
Lens gaat wel ver, die staat het duurt lang hier dat ze op een eindig staan.
No problems with the start at all, and Felix has gone very, very strongly indeed, as one would expect. Three from the outside is Solomon going strongly too. Alison Felix now breaking into the straight and looking to put pressure on Baptiste of Trinidad, and it's Solomon versus Felix again, and Felix is in the lead by 1.5 meters, and here comes Solomon challenging, but Felix is so smooth. Felix gets it, Solomon in second place, and right over on the far side that looked like Bianca Knight coming through to take third, and the time 22.62. And the wind 0.4 meters per second behind, and Felix once again triumphs. Champion at 400 meters, champion at 200 meters. Remember, winner of women's record, 6 World Championship gold medals outdoors, 3 at 200, 3 in the relays, and what a 400 meter runner she is too, Tim.
Well, she's not getting it easy though, is she? She had to battle every stride of the way here. Great run from Shalonda Solomon there in lane 6 in the all-black strip nearest us. You can see Felix just staying 0.5 meter ahead, but boy, there was no way she could have let up there. The gap behind Solomon, a couple of meters back to third place, but all credit to Alison Felix because she's holding her form so well. She's coming up against inspired rivals who are so determined to try and unseat her, but she turns back all challenges. Great run, and as you say, double Diamond League champion. Well, Emma Gren in this high jump now at 186, her best effort so far. Gren here goes at 192. She's passed at 189. Just one athlete clear so far, and that, by the way, at 992 was Di Martino. Betia of Spain and Skolina of Russia have both failed. So for Gren, who's just had 2 jumps so far, the first a failure at 186, the second a clearance at that height, now goes 192. Don't forget that the Swede was the surprise silver medalist at European Championships. Oh no, that was close. She was the only athlete from the Nordic country to win a medal in Barcelona. Did so with personal best of 1 meter 99 and then 2:01 in Barcelona, but 192 beyond her just there. So still at the moment, just Martino clear. Vlasic next to go, and there she is.
Well, this woman has totally and utterly dominated the high jump scene this season. She has already won the event, it's absolutely clear. The crowd enjoying this moment. The reigning world champion indoors and out. That little hiccup in Beijing in 2008 where she was beaten, but beaten with a non-winning mark of 2 meters and 5. .192, not a problem. The tracksuit bottoms will come off later, I would think, although it is a bit chilly here, one has to say that. Grey clouds above, the rain holding off for the moment, thankfully. Another little look at that, very, very nice clearance. No Chantillo here. She's injured, she's back in America. She's given her a terrific performance over the year, really. Chantillo, the American high jumper. There it is, there's the series, 3 jumps, 3 successes, and she's in the lead.
Well, back to this high jump Vlasic has gone clear now. That's Skolina. Goes into third place for that. That's her second attempt at 192. So a little bit more like it from the Russian. Championships, and seems to be repeating that. 4th in Stockholm and 4th in London since.
Well, this is Beta, Ruth Beta of Spain, Spanish record holder indoors and out. 2 meters this season, so she should get this. That was a very confident piece of approach, and much of this event depends on the approach, the positive approach. Anything less than that, and the timing is out. So, second attempt, 192.
Emigren now. He too needs this. Won't want to put herself under early pressure. The crowd really getting behind these jumpers, quite literally, of course. This is this time of year, of course, a much in demand football arena. Hence there's barriers between the crowd and the athletes, but it doesn't stop the proximity of the crowd to the athletes being very, very close. Now, sweet. Second attempt, 192. That's better. Lovely jump too. She generates an awful lot of speed, does Gren, and the tough part is converting that speed into vertical lift.
Good Europeans she had with the silver medal, and that was a big move on. She set a personal best in a major championship, and that really gave her an awful lot of confidence. Lovely clearance.
Yep, 4 athletes, indeed 5 athletes now clear. Vlasic, Di Martino, Becia, Skolina and Gren there. They are the 5 left back in.
Well, there's the result of the 200 metres for women. 22.61 for Felix, Solomon 22.70 and Knight 23.01. Alison Felix, the overall champion. There's the points, 22 points to Solomon's 8. That's pretty impressive from Felix. She did it in the 400, she's done it here in the 200.
All the athletes ready and stripped off for the next event at the track. It is the men's 400 metres. There is the lineup for this one-lap race. It's not a Diamond League event, I hasten to add, but there's a very strong and significant Belgian presence in this race. Kevin Borley, of course, in lane 4, is the European champion. And his brother, Jonathan, in lane 6, the national record holder. More of that in a minute. In lane 1, Edison Otto. 3rd in Stockholm, 5th in Berlin in the last couple of weeks. Goes in 1 for Man for Dominica. Eri Brenes of Costa Rica. 2nd in Berlin in 45.4 earlier in the week, but he was 4th in the world indoors a couple of years ago. He's a 44.8 man at his best. Ben Offreins goes in lane 3 for Australia. He's the Australian champion, bronze medalist at the Worlds last year in the long relay. He's in 3. Then Kevin Borley. Well, he is the European champion. Listen to that roar. Understandably tired after Barcelona. He was only 7th in London, then 3rd in Berlin, but in Barcelona he moved from 5th to 1st in the last 50 metres. What a run he had there. David Neville, the Olympic bronze medalist, poor form recently with an 8th in Paris and a 7th in Monaco, although that was 6 weeks ago. Has he freshened up now, the American? He's in 5. Jonathan Borley, well, he's the national record holder, supposedly the better of the 2 twins, the 2 Borley identical twins, but he finished a loaded 7th in Barcelona, succumbing to a lot of strong finishing down the home straight. 5th in Zurich last week. Aladdin Fothergill, 3rd in the Jamaican Championships. A man who's knocked on the door in 45-second territory, 45.2 this year. Listen to this roar. The Belgian Cedric van Brantingen, the former national record holder before the Borley brothers came on the scene. He's a man who has helped Belgium to medal after medal in major relays and big championships. Much liked, but this is his last race, his retirement race. And at the age of 31, some might think perhaps he could go on a bit longer, but we understand he has been carrying a lot of injuries of late. And this retirement will be a very special moment for Cedric van Brantingen. Well, lane 9, that's Jamal Torrance. He's a late addition to the field, the American. As mentioned earlier, all 9 lanes being used. His season's best 44.8. 3rd in the US Championships over the summer, which is no mean feat in itself. And indeed 3rd at the World Indoors. Doha back in March, so a good athlete, Torrance. Not a great lane draw for him, I have to say. But Kevin Borley in lane 4. Assuming that's Kevin, actually. If we can see his number, it's got Kevin on it, apparently. And Jonathan Borley is in lane 6, a couple of lanes outside, and he's got Jonathan on his number, just to help us a little bit. But when they don't show the number, we're guessing. That lineup again: Auto of Dominica in 1, Brenner's of Costa Rica in 2, Offrines of Australia 3, then Kevin Borley, the European champion, in 4, David Neville of America 5, Jonathan Borley in 6, Fothergill 7, Van Brantgem in 8, and Jamal Torrance in lane 9. Jeremy Farner, already the champion. And away they go. Nobody really showing around the first bend. And indeed, very even down the back straight, as you can see. If anything, Brenner's pants in lane 2, doing some hard running there, making up the ground on Offrines. But watch Kevin Borley in lane 4. Round the crown of the bend. It is Kevin Borley now in lane 4 in the blue. An inspired run this round the second bend. Outside of Neville's going to be a tough man to beat. Look at lane 2, that's Brenner's of Costa Rica. Brenner's leading at the moment, a good run in 2. Out of lane 9 from Torrance, but now they come through. But it's Brenner's who's undeniably the victor. 3 metres to the good there. In lane 6 coming through was Jonathan Borley. A little bit of consolation there for the result in Barcelona when he was way outside the medals. 44.93 there for Brenner's. Well, that's only a click outside his personal best set earlier on this summer, and he's taken some big scalps there as the Costa Rican. What a good run. Much quicker than they ran in Berlin 3 days ago. That was a 45.4 for second place at the Olympic Stadium. But that's a fabulous run from lane 2. He did go out possibly the hardest, Stuart. I discounted him, I have to say, in the early stages. I thought the big names in red 4, 5, 6 would come through, but it wasn't to be.
No, it was very even for the first 200 metres. All the action occurred between 300 and 400. But Bren had run a very, very good race to 300 and really strong in the home straight. And in fact, it's the Belgian record-holding Jonathan Borley who comes through. They both held the 400-metre record. But my goodness me, this fella did not come away from the final stages. He was second in the Berlin race recently, not a Diamond League race, of course, but showed some real form there. And Kevin Borley didn't quite have the finish that he wanted, but this fella did. But what a family. All 3 internationals, and there is Van Brantgem. As Tim was saying, this is his last race, he retires here.
And frankly, Stu, the Belgian relay team have performed above themselves in recent years, haven't they? As a unit, they're more powerful than the individual parts would suggest. A bit like the Poles, they perform well as a squad. Van Brantgem, if you like, passing on the back there from his era to the Borley brothers, both just 22.
So the high jump bar now at 1.95 metres. This height, Vlasic now goes back into the lead by virtue of the fact that Ben took 2 attempts at 192. So the competition now beginning to hot up. 2 clear, 3 failures thus far, the Martino, Bengal and Skolina.
Lovely shot. Stepped out of my door this morning in the hotel into the corridor and she was sprinting past me. Almost had a collision. It's an early morning warm-up, I think, for the Croat, who next week will be performing in front of home crowds twice, of course, in Zagreb on Wednesday and then Split over the weekend at the Continental Cup. Now the triple jump was earlier on. 3rd place taken by Olga Saladua, the European champion, producing 14 metres 38 in the 3rd round. That gave her 3rd place. 2nd place went to the Diamond League leader, Gargela Savinia of Cuba. This coming in round 2, 14 metres 56. She was unbeaten last year. She's been beaten on 1 or 2 occasions this year. And tonight by this athlete, Olga Ripakova, of Kazakhstan, the world indoor champion. Bit of an upset that back in March. She was second in the Diamond League standings coming into tonight. 14 metres 80 there in round 3. Good enough for the victory tonight and a defeat of Savigne. But she ended up on 18 points alongside the Cuban in the overall standings. There's tonight's result. Ripakova 14.80 to defeat the Cubans 14.56. Saladuka 14.38, European champion, back in 3rd place. And in terms of the way the points ended up in this discipline, and there were only 4 rounds, don't let's forget, well, 18 points each. Or rather 22 points each for Ripakova and Savigne, but the Cuban out on top because of the win-loss record.
Better then in the high jump. Second attempt now, 1.95 m. Martinez had 2 failures at this height. The 2 clear, just update you. Larson Sinclair's the only 2 clear. No, drifted. The approach was totally wrong. She took off too far away from the bar and just went straight through it, as you saw. That's 2 failures, and she's put the pressure on herself now. She really did look better than that, Gordieva. Skolina, let me get that right.
And here is Skolina. Well, you can see the position she finds herself in. If she wants to stay in the competition, she's down in 5th place. One of 3 athletes, though, at the moment, with 2 failures. Only Vlasic and Gren have gone clear, both of them first time. So the European under-23 champion of a couple of years ago. 4th in those European championships. Desperately needs this. 3rd time, 1.95 m. No. And it is getting close to her limits, to be fair. She's a 1.98 jump at her absolute best. She's done that in each of the last 3 seasons, including this year. But tonight, well, it is cool. 15 degrees an hour or so ago, maybe even below that. We're all sitting here with a couple of layers on. Confirmation of that win for Brendes of Costa Rica, a national record no less, 44.92, although my stats say he ran faster earlier on this year. Borley in 2nd, Jonathan Borley, and Fothergill in 3rd.
Well, this is a loaded 800 metres final, it certainly is. Bernard Thomas, Luca, Jenny Meadows of Great Britain, Anna Pierce, better known as Anna Willard, of course, Kusma, Johnson, the American who's been running well, Jepkoskai, Savinova, Simpson, and then Kasta Semenya of South Africa. Semenya, well, more about her in a moment. The pace from Karen Shinkins right on the outside. Semenya we'll talk about in a moment. Luca of India, best of 2:01.24. She goes right on the inside. Sharing a lane with Nisha Bernard Thomas. Bernard Thomas, 29 now, semi-finalist in the Olympics, 59.60 this season. Jenny Meadows, world indoor silver medalist this year, bronze in the World Outlaws last year, Olympic semi-finalist. She is now a world-class 800-metre runner. Anna Pierce on the left. Let's go to Kusma first. He's Kusma, the Italian Mediterranean Games champion at 8 and 15 last year. 1:59.13 this season. There's Anna Pierce, Olympic steeplechase finalist. 4th in the World Indoor Championships.
Voor de 800 meter, hoe verrassend
This is
Rome.
Halmia Achlaf of Morocco. Won in Rome. Broke 2 minutes 26 to 1:58.40. Now this is Johnson, Alisa Johnson, world indoor bronze medalist. Very, very good season thus far. Jepkoskai, the leader in this diamond competition thus far. 9 points. Savinova, 3 successive goals. European, world indoor, and European. So she's got some class. Gemma Simpson, gaining in stature. A Brit with a time of 1:58.74. Coached by Mark Rowland, he's here. And this is Kasta Semenya. Controversial, yes, he's 19, a gender issue has blighted her career thus far, but she has the blessing of the international governing body now and returns to competition. Karen Shinkins, right on the outside, will provide the pace. They're looking for something like 57.5 at 400 metres, but this is a race in which anything can happen. But certainly, this is a big race, a quality race. That's Johnson, the American. A bit of a rush for the first bend as always until they sort themselves out in the back straight. We'll see who's going to take over. Well, Johnson actually in second place. The Indian right on the inside is Tintu Luka. She's gone into the lead at this stage right behind Shinkins. Johnson is there as well. Jeb Koskai in fourth place. And then the European champion, Safinova. Tim, much promised here.
Well, it's a fabulous field, this. I'm just watching Semenya. She's gone off the slowest of all of them, right at the back after about 250 metres. She's now beginning to move up round the outside. She looks very heavy, Stuart, I have to say. There she is, right at the back in the all black Semenya. Massively powerful figure compared with the rest of them, but she's got a lot of work to do. She's 15 metres off the front, and Alicia Johnson has to be watched. 56.12, it's quick.
Yes, it is very quick indeed, and Shinkins has done well. And the rest are following too. Johnson, the American, had an indifferent race in London, didn't she? But now showing some form. Now the race is on with about just under 300 metres to go. Chepkowska's in third place. The European champion, Safinova, now moving up into fourth place. And right on the inside is Bernard Thomas. She's up there too. Where's Semenya? Semenya's moving up, but she's about, what, 10, 12, 15 metres off the lead at the moment. And this lead by Luka of India at the moment as they come into the straight. Johnson attacks, so does Chepkowska. Chepkowska, and here comes the European champion Safinova, and Semenya is coming wide on the outside. Semenya now making her attack as they come into the straight, but Chepkowska is going to take this one. Chepkowska, a great run from her. She's the champion, and she's proving it here. Semenya's coming through to third place behind the European champion Safinova, and the time 1:58.82, and it was a strange run from Semenya, Tim, I have to say, but really this young woman could well smile, because that was a superb tactical run for her, and everyone is so pleased for her.
Well, more of that 800 in a minute. Emma Gren now in this high jump, which is reaching its climax, if you'll forgive the pun. Gren now with a bar at 1.98 m. She's lying in second place. This will be her first attempt. 3 athletes left in the competition. Di Martino, the Italian, third. She's had one failure at this height. Vlasic yet to go. Can Gren take the lead? No. Not a bad attempt. Pretty close, that. Gave it a bit of a clatter. Vlasic will be next to go, and frankly, it might well be the winning jump. It's a cool night. 2 metres would be very, very strong in these conditions. There's Gren's car. She's secured a spot in the top 3. Good win that, though, from Chepkowska. Stuart, she's always been a very astute tactical runner. Chepkowska, she's fresh from a personal best over 1,500 metres in Zurich 8 days ago, and she looks very, very smooth, doesn't she? And Semenya there in the black, moving through into fourth place, just easing past Jenny Meadows. She towers over Jenny Meadows, and Alicia Johnson, who dies badly, getting into third place, Semenya, but she ran a very, very naive race. And Chepkowska, they're going away and winning pretty comfortably. Look, she doesn't look too overstressed by that, does she?
First attempt at 1.98 m. Let's just have a look at the overall situation now. Di Martino cleared 1.95 on the third attempt to join Gren, who cleared 1.95 on the first attempt, and of course Vlasic here. Gren and Di Martino have both failed at 1.98, and so this is Blanka Vlasic's opportunity. There's Gren. Vlasic now to go into the lead. The tracksuit bottoms have been thrown away for the moment. It's the serious, the business end of the high jump competition now. Very wide approach, rangy approach, and then she hits the deck and gets that inside knee driving high, creating the arch in the back, and then throws those cards away. No, no, no. Well, now that's interesting. She certainly still leads because she's had fewer failures than Glenn. Glenn is in second place.
Well, Vlasic knows what she did wrong there. Clipped it with her left shoulder, in fact, I think, as she went over. The height is certainly there. She doesn't really look too annoyed with the summer that she knows it'll come next effort, but it's one of two vertical jumps on in the field at the moment. She gets advice there from coach. Her first failure of the evening. There he is, Steve Hooker, the Olympic and world champion. He's had a really, really topsy-turvy season. One failure at 5.65 so far for Hooker. Oh, the momentum he generates, absolutely massive. Came in at 5.35, passed the next two heights, and then pops over 5.65. But at the second attempt, that puts him in third place at the moment. He really has, by his standards, had a pretty inconsistent season. Seemed to have a few hiccups early on, and then a 5.80 at Lausanne made you think he'd got things on track. He's had a lot of inconsistency since then.
Martino. Oh yes! Oh yes! Second attempt at 198, gets it. And that puts her in the lead. Now then, with Vlasic with one failure and Emma Glenn with one failure, puts the pressure back on them, but that's a very good clearance. Martino is a good athlete, best of 2 meters this season. She shared the silver medal in the World Championships in Osaka. She was getting better as they approached the Berlin meeting recently. She got second there. She was fourth in Rome. Now then, Emma Glenn, what can you do? She needs this crowd because that's the reason. Second attempt, 198. Can she join Di Martino? Oh, it was close. It was close. The pressure now on. Vlasic will be next. Second attempt at 1.98 meters. Height she's achieved so many times. Glenn's best of the season, 2:01. Now then, Blanka Vlasic. What are you made of? She's a champion. Now then, second attempt. Second place at the moment. This clearance would take her into the lead. Rehearsal. The eyes will trace the approach. Can't even watch. Rehearsal. Almost complete. Martino. Yes, yes, yes. He goes back into the lead. Really smiled. What did we colour do to Peter? Very, very fine competitor. Had a long Olympic season, you know, and she looked tired in the Olympic Games. Although achieved 2:05, lost the medal. She's won pretty well everything else.
Well, there's the line-up for the next event on the track. The men's 100 metres, the blue ribbon event, and the world number 1 goes in lane 5. Tyson Gray leads the Diamond League standings. The man who has defeated both Asaf Abal and Usain Bolt this year. Both of them have hung up their spikes this season. metres, and then took gold in the sprint relay in Barcelona. What a year he's had. He's only the French number 2, of course, although Lemaitre doesn't run here. Daniel Bailey, 4th in the World Championships last year, the Antiguan, also coached by Glenn Mills. He's been injured, hasn't raced for 7 weeks, Bailey. Johan Blake is the real find of this year. He ran Tyson Gay very close in London, 2 or 3 weeks ago. He too, one of that Glenn Mills squad, and a lot of personal bests recently, over 200 metres and 100. And there is Tyson Gay, the undisputed world number 1 this year. Beat Bolton Stockholm a fortnight ago. He has the world best of 9.78, and that was in a chilly London. Not much different to conditions here tonight in Brussels. He's in 5. Well, Tyson Gay, winner in Zurich in a sprint relay. Display of it, frankly. Lester Carter goes in lane 6. Carter, the Jamaican, is an Olympic champion in the 4x100 metres. Beside him, Richard Thompson, who also has 8 points in the Diamond League. So if either Gay or Thompson win here in Brussels, they can take the Diamond Trophy. If they're second or worse, then they can be overtaken by Blake. Joel Gibbons, huge personal best at Zurich, moved down to 9.95. And then the Jamaican Dexter Lee goes in at lane 9. Big talent, this youngster, just 19 years old, double World Junior Champion. He won the title in 2008, and then for good measure won at Moncton, Canada, just a couple of weeks ago. I should say retained it in Canada 2 weeks ago, Dexter Lee. So the Jamaican production line continues. Their youngster, perhaps their future in lane 9. But the current world number 1, Tyson Gay, there he is. There's that little ritual. A couple of sips of water and his arms up in the air like that before every start. He is the second fastest man in history, member of that 9.69 from the World Championship final last year. 9.78 this year, makes him quicker than Bolt and Powell. The lineup from the far side again: Forsyth of Jamaica 1, Banjock of France 2, Bailey of Antigua 3, then Blake of Jamaica in 4. Watch Blake. Gay is in 5, Carter 6, Thompson 7, Kimmins in 8, Lee in lane 9. 5, right in the middle in that green.
Set.
Well, there was a bit of a twitch there, and I'll tell you what, I think it might have been Tyson Gay. I really hope it wasn't. But I think Gay twitched. Now, I was watching him, I have to own up. Most of my attention was on Gay, not on the other 8. But if you saw somebody else twitch, then I missed it. Watch again. Impossible to see from that angle.
Yeah, it is, but you may be right, but who's brave enough? It's a green card. It's a green card. And the green card means that it's a technical offence and it doesn't go against any one athlete. Ah, well. So, there you go. Well, Tyson Gay then lives again. Little flinch. I have a feeling it looked like him, really did.
Well, I'm just looking at the timing, Stuart, on the computer, and they're saying Gay was 0.151. A couple of athletes were quicker than him, actually. Carter and Thompson, lane 6 and 7 is right. Well, just up to the ante a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, only the strong of mind will prevail in races of this kind. When you settle down, it's those that have the experience who will be able to handle this sort of situation. It's not a championship, of course, but it is a big race and some very, very quick athletes here.
Blake, quite some talent. He goes in lane 4, the youngster. Remember, 19.78 in Monaco, what, a month or so back from 2016, and then second in London to Gay. Here we go again. Forsyth in 1, Banjock 2, Bailey in 3, then Blake of Jamaica in 4. The youngster, can he cause an upset to Tyson Gay, who's in 5, Carter in 6, Thompson 7, Kimmins 8, Lee in lane 9. There's the camera. Good this time, although Gay was sitting in the blocks. A bit much better start from Carter. Carter leading at the moment. Gay's got some work to do. Blake coming through now in the yellow, but hey, Gay's going to take it. Good run there from Carter to get second place out of Blake. 9.79, look, plus 0.1. It's in almost still air. And 9.79 is quicker once again than either Asafa Powell or Usain Bolt have run this year. It's just 1/100th away from his world's quickest time of 2010, but he had to work for it, didn't he? He didn't have a particularly good start. He was left in the blocks a fair old bit. Maybe it was emphasised by the very good start of Jamaica's Nesta Carter in lane 6 beside him. But I tell you what, Tyson Gay there, boy, did he finish strongly.
We'll have a look at the start. Can't tell much from that, but I tell you what, that was Nesta Carter's start, and he held that position, and he really had to work. Just tied up a little bit there, and if anything, Tyson Gay was easing down in the end with Johan Blake of Jamaica coming through as well. It went pretty well to the script, but my goodness me, Nesta Carter won the race in Berlin recently, got a best of 9:86, and now, of course, maybe closer than that here. But what a good race that was. Di Martino. That bar now at 2 meters. I don't know whether we'll get a chance to look back at what happened, but all 3 athletes cleared 1:98. Vlasic on her second attempt, Di Martino on her second attempt, and Emma Gren recovered after 2 failures to get a 3rd clearance.
Well, here it is again. Sorry, Stu.
Yeah, just having a look at the contrast between these two. Look at the tension on Carter's face as he senses Tyson Gay coming up alongside and then going past him. That one breath in 100 metres. It's all what they call anaerobic stuff.
Carter has run a personal best, all credit to him, 9:85. Worked hard for it. You wouldn't exactly say that Gay was relaxed there through the last few strides, would you, in the head and shoulders, but it doesn't matter. He's run very, very fast, 9:79.
Well, I mentioned that Emma Glen had cleared 1:98 on a 3rd attempt, and here she is attempting 2 meters. That's 1 centimeter below her personal best. Close as well. A little bit of a drift at the end, didn't quite get the calves out of the way, but this talented young woman who's come with such confidence from the European Championships there. Look at that 3rd time clearance at 1:98. That shows real class.
9.79 for Tyson Gay in that 100 metres, then done 2 100ths of a second of Usain Bolt's meeting record. Nesta Carter, new territory, 9:85. Johan Blake in 3rd, also under 10 seconds. 8.42 the points for those 3. Tyson Gay does indeed win the Diamond League ahead of Richard Thompson and Blake. Well, the sky they're suggesting it's a lovely evening, but it's pretty cool.
Well, there's an update on the result of the women's 800 metres. Chepkoska 1:58.82, Sabinova 1:59.49, and Semenova in 3rd place. And there you've got Gemma Simpson 2:01.13 for the British viewers. Very, very good race, that 800 metres.
Well, I was fascinated to see Semenova, I must admit, Stuart. Continues on the track, doesn't it, non-stop?
Well, the 3,000 metre steeplechase for women. It's part of the lineup. We'll introduce them as we go along the line. Rotich and Chewa and Hyman is the pacemaker, but Luka Chewa is the overall winner. She's the diamond winner already going into this race. The safer is next to Rotich. There's Chewa on the left. Rotich been performing very well, 3rd in the Kenyan Championships and the World Championship trials over there. Sefa, the African silver medalist this year, 9:22.09 her best. Rotich, just a mention of her, 3rd in those African Championships, 3rd in Stockholm, just to give you some idea, 3rd in London. And there's the diamond race winner. She's already done the job thus far. And after only running a first steeplechase in April 2009, it goes on and wins a bronze medal in the World Championships just a few months later. It's extraordinary, really, what can happen in this sport of ours. Aguilera of the United States, Yana of Ethiopia. Well, when you look at Sefa and Rotich and Chewa, you'll see that there's Chewa. You'll see that there is a real development of this event. It's the first time the women's steeplechase has been part of the Wanda meeting here. So a little bit of athletics history here. And we shall see, they're looking at just outside, well, what about 3:05 for the first kilometre. It's about 9:15 pace, uneven pace. Doesn't always work like that, of course. And Andrew Hyman, the Jamaican, who's now gone into the lead, will set the pace for it. And Chewa looks as though she's gone immediately into the lead with Rotich. Well, lead, she's in second as they run now, with Rotich behind her, then a Sefa, and then Aguila, Adamu, Yana, Hines, they're all there. The high jump, Di Martino.
Yes, it is indeed. Just checking positions here. Di Martino taking a pop there. Oh, that's close. Good effort. It's a second time failure at 2 meters for Di Martino. Gren and Vlasic have had just one attempt each. The Italian took the lead with that second time clearance at 198 before Vlasic then did the same. Back in third.
Well, we'll get the split on the first 1,000 meters of this 3,000 steeplechase when we can. No change at the moment. Chewa leading. The pacemaker, of course, Hyman is leading, but in the race proper, it's Chewa. Rotich is tucked in on the inside as they come off the bend into the home straight. Adamu is there. Ayana, Bekele. So Gren failing on that one. And that actually wasn't a very good attempt at all.
Well, Gren actually, I think I did her injustice just now. Di Martino is in second place. Gren is in third, second failure for her. She knows what she needs to do, but this is a tough call for her. This height she cleared in Barcelona was a new personal best. She's only done it once.
Well, there you've got it. Hyman still taking the pace through. It's a pretty reasonable pace. This event is developing very, very fast indeed. Chewa's best this season, 9:11.71. She's proved herself time and time again. They are beginning to string out now, as you can see. Just waiting to get the first split. Just look at the difference in techniques as they take those barriers.
Well, it's a relatively small field, this, isn't it? To run anywhere near 9 minutes, they've got to go considerably faster than this. I don't think they're on schedule as yet. Vlasic, though, is she on schedule for a win here tonight? Second attempt at 2 meters for her. She is in the lead on countback from Di Martino and Gren. That's better, yeah. This gave it a little flick. Might have been with the back of her cards. That might well be the winning jump anyway. I'm not sure Di Martino or Gren will really be up for this now. Whatever happens, even if they do clear this at the third time, they can't win. They need to clear the next side, 2:02, and that would be personal best territory for the pair of them. Where does she scrape it? Back of her thighs, just gives her the gentlest of nudges. But that's good jumping on in this damp, cool evening. You can see how pleased Di Martino is to see her go over. Clapping politely, I think we could say. But normal service is being maintained.
Well, the first kilometre 3:39, so just inside 3:4, so they're pretty well on schedule. So Hyman did a pretty good job on that pace-making early on. May well have slowed a little bit, it's very difficult to see, but Chewa, a Safer is there, you can see them for yourselves. Bekele, the tall figure with the orange strip, with 4 laps to go in this 3,000 metre steeplechase.
Well, 3:02 for that first kilometre is healthy running, has to be said. They look up for it, don't they? Although there's a bit of bunching there, and this tends to happen if the pacemaker drops out early. It would be so nice if the pacemaker Hyman, who's done a good job throughout this last couple of summers, but if she'd been able to hang in there till even say halfway, then it would have assisted these athletes through that crucial middle section. Di Martino then. Now, she is capable of this, the Italian. It's not beyond her. She clears this, she can solidify her second place, if you like. No. She's a 2:03 jumper, actually. That was 3 years ago. She's the shortest of world-class jumpers. It has to be said, at 1.69 m. She has the best differential, the world's best differential of 34 centimetres. That's between her own height and the height she can clear. Nice hug there from Betia, who has finished in 4th place.
Well, I think the fact that they're bunching is evidence that there has been a little bit of a drop-off in the pace in that second kilometre. With Chewa out in front, just slowing it down and setting up the tenor of the race. We'll get a time for 2,000 metres, but I sense that it's slowed just a little bit now, as Rotic is on the inside in the lead now. Chewa right on the outside. Sefer is there, so is Bekele. And look at the way they prepare to go in. It's very difficult getting into those barriers. It's now being pushed along a little bit now. I think Chewa's putting a little bit of pressure on at this moment.
Well, with that first kilometre at 3:02, Stuart, you'd be looking at 6:04, obviously, for a maintaining of tempo. And, I think it's considerably slower than that. 6:16 at 2 kilometres. There's a Gren now. Just this jump could deny victory to Blanka Vlasic, and even then, surely the Croat could go higher if required. Third and final attempt for the Swede. A summer completed with that wonderful silver in Barcelona. No. Looked to me like she took off too far from the bar. It does confirm Vlasic as the winner tonight, and we already knew that she was outstanding leader and champion of this discipline in the Samsung Diamond League. Emma Gren has had a wonderful summer. Can't take anything away from her. 1.98 m tonight, and the third attempt gives her 3rd place. Di Martino 2nd, Blanka Vlasic the winner. Will she jump on? I'm sure she will. The bar at 2:02. I wonder if she'll push it up a little bit further. Meeting record, incidentally, is 2:04 by Kostadinova. That might be something Vlasic could look at. And as I say that, so the computer in front of us switches to 2:04. That's what she's going at.
Well, this has now developed into a race with the second kilometre at 3:13, so it dropped off as we thought it was, and all of the athletes who we expected to be there are there. Chewa is running this as a race. You can't blame her. She's won the title thus far. She is the African champion. She's got the pedigree. Rotic is giving her a good race as they come into the home straight. And when they come down to the straight, it'll be a lap to go. Rotic leads, Chewa is there, Sefer is there, Bekele is there, Aguila and Ayana. That's the group as they come down with just over, about 30 or 40 metres and 1 lap to go. Just looking at the clock there with a lap to go, 8:12 at 2,600. And now this is definitely a race. Now then, Chewa will want to win this race just to underline her win of this Diamond League event, but it's not going to be easy here. Safa is going very well too as they go into the back straight now. Safa, the African silver medalist, so she knows Chewa very well. Ayana looking good too on the outside. Ayana running very, very strongly. Safa and Ayana, these two at the moment as they go with just over 200 metres to go. Chewa looks to have dropped off the back of that group now, and she's not going to prevail in this one. Asafa then coming into the water jump, and she gets away from the water jump brilliantly there. She really does, with Ayana in 2nd place. Chewa now coming into 3rd place with Bekele in 4th. See what happens at the final barrier. She actually stepped on it. They all did, and here comes Chewa into 2nd place. Asafa's going to take this, and this is going to be a real run for the 2nd place. Asafa gets the lead, then Ayana and Chewa and Ayana, those three then. And the African silver medalist beats the African champion, but Michaela Chewa is the overall winner. 9:20.72. That second kilometre denied them, and it really gave us a race, a real run race in the end.
Well, it was a closer race than we might have expected. You're right, Stuart, that middle kilometre. I mean, it was about 3:14 after a 3:02. It was incredibly slow, and it allowed this field to bunch going to the last couple of laps. A safer there. Well, she's a funny old shape, isn't she? I have to say, she looks like she's carrying a few pounds extra, and yet she's running superbly well there. Is a safer. The Ethiopian, just 22, taking a few scalps there. I don't know whether Chewa absolutely exhausted herself there. She has this discipline wrapped up in the Diamond League. She has the world's fastest time at 9:11. She's come through there for second place in 9:22, so she had plenty left in the tank, if you like. But let's take nothing away from that win of a safer. You can only turn up and beat the athletes in the race with you, and how much effort they put in is entirely up to them.
Well, Blanka Blasic then passes at 2:02, goes to 2:04 in this high jump competition. He's won the competition from Di Martino in second place and Emegren in third. The second and third decided on failures. The crowd now, a capacity crowd for the 12th consecutive year, we're told. And they're getting involved. There's been a great atmosphere. 47,000 packed in here. She has two more attempts at this new height. She's had quite a few attempts at the world record, incidentally, over the last couple of seasons or so. World record standing at 2:09, Konstantinova all those years ago.
Well, the next event's on the track is the 1500 metres, but confirmation of that result for the women's steeplechase are set for a season's best of 9:20 ahead of Chewa, with Ayana in third place. A world junior record for Almaz Ayana there in third.
Well, there are the rest. That's a good shot, isn't it, of this stadium here. Refurbished in 1998. They say it's rebuilt.
Well, this arena is one of the great cathedrals of middle and long distance running, and here is the metric mile lineup. And what a field it is too. Everything to run for here in the Diamond League standings. The leader is Asbel Kiprop, who is of course the Olympic champion, took gold at the age of 19 belatedly after the disqualification of Rashid Ramzi for a doping offence. But close to his heels is Augustin Choge, who's in second place with 11 points. More of that in a minute. There's Christophe van Malderen. Belgium went out the heats from those European Championships. Over on the far side, well, there's Casado. What a season the Spaniard has. European champion in Barcelona in front of a home crowd. 51.9 his last lap in that Olympic Stadium, Barcelona. Gebremedin, well, a national record possible tonight. He's been very consistent, the Ethiopian. He's looking for 3:31.13 to get that national record that stretches back 6 years. Asbel Kiprop, there he is. Olympic champion, fourth last year after bad tactics in the World Championships in Berlin, but he leads the Diamond League from this man, Augustin Choge. 14 points to Kiprop, 11 points to Choge. Remember, 8 points for a win, 4 points for second. So Choge could catch him here tonight if he was second, if Choge were the winner here tonight, and Kiprop finished behind him. Choge, bit of a mystery man to me. He ran 12:53 for 5,000 at the age of 18, but he's pursued or persisted in a 1500 career, which has resulted in non-medal performances in major championships over the last couple of years. He was 9th in the Olympics, 5th in Berlin last year at 1500. Away they go. Now we're looking for around 2:20 at 1,000 metres. That means around 1:52 at 800 metres. There are no less than 3 pacemakers here tonight. Kronje of South Africa, Krummenacher of the USA. First of all, it should be Victor Seco of Spain, who leads them round. He's a training partner of Casado. Casado there slotting into what, about 10th place, 12th place in this pretty big field. 18 starters. I think it's a little bit too big, if you ask me. But watch too for the American Leonel Manzano, fresh from a 1:44 personal best at 800 metres. That was in Berlin just 3 days ago. Also in this field, Tom Lancashire of Great Britain, looking to broach new territory. Still running well. 3:34 for 7th in Berlin. Now they come round. It's Krummenacher in the lead, and at 400 metres, 54.37 for Krummenacher. The main body of the field, the main protagonist, will have gone through in around 56. So that's probably pretty good pace-making, Stu.
Yeah, I think so. But the tall figure of Asbel Kiprop, the Kenyan, the African champion, is only 21. You can see him in about 5th or 6th place. He's up down there with Augustine Choge, who Tim has mentioned already, the diminutive figure in comparison. And this race will unfold, and you're right, it was a big field, but they spread out very, very quickly indeed. And if the pace continues well, then of course they will continue to be spread out. But if it bunches, then there could be a little bit of a problem for 1 or 2. But Krummenacher, the pacemaker, is leading at the moment.
They go through 700 metres, 2 laps to run. It's Krummenacher from Seco. Krummenacher was supposed to be the second pacemaker, Seco the first. It would appear that the Spaniard blew there in second place, couldn't get to the front. But Choge is there in 4th, Kiprop in the black on the inside. Also there is Chepseba, who is little known, 5th in the Kenyan trials. He ran 3:36 for second place in Lille earlier in the week. But they're all still there. The German is still there as well, man who surprised with that Schlangen, with that silver medal at the European Championships. He's in the yellow in about 9th or 10th place. Manzano a couple of places in front of him in about 7th at the moment. But they come round the top bend, and the pace is still healthy. He went through 800 metres in 1:52.66. The main pack then at around 1:53 and a half. So it's solid, if not lightning quick.
Yeah, they were looking for 1:51. It's slightly down on that, but Kronje, the South African, has now gone. So we're down to the race itself, and it's Choge and it's Kiprop, the 2 principals there. Gebre Medin, I'm just looking for him as well in that race. But certainly Choge is trying to push it along in those with just about 300 metres to go. But Kiprop is pretty quick over the 800 metres. He's got basic speed, and this is going to be a cracking last 300.
Choge then from Kiprop. He likes to go from a long way out. Kiprop seems to have got his tactics right at the moment. He's a tall, lanky figure, and he just eases past Kiprop there without any discernible acceleration or discernible effort. Has a 2-metre lead. Choge going with him now. The rest of them trying to chase hard as they come round the bend. Schlangen there back in about 8th place, breathing down the neck, and so is Manzano in the pack there. It's Kiprop from Choge. In 3rd place, Gebre Medin. Manzano coming through strongly now. Corbyn's got some work to do. He's going backwards. Tom Lancashire having a good run, but it's going to be Kiprop from Manzano, who runs second there and close second, misjudges it, eases past Choge, but finishes by far the most strong of those leading half dozen or so. Kiprop takes it then, 3:32.18 to be confirmed. It's a solid run from Kiprop, but it could have been so much quicker. And I'll tell you what, for Leonel Manzano, there's plenty more in the tank. The Americans seem to be getting better and better with each race. He'll run a big personal best there, Will Manzano. My notes, I've scribbled beside Manzano's name, watch him. And boy, did he need watching, but he could have taken that one if he'd been a little bit more confident, a little bit closer to the front with 200 to run.
The triple jump, Capello of Cuba. Oh, that's beyond 17 metres for Capello. Now then, we've got Olsen, Christian Olsen, Alex Capello. Girault is there, Tango is there, Teddy Tango, who had that marvellous world indoor record in Doha early on this year. Just a little bit left on the board there for Capello. Good middle phase, double arm shift, good control, holds the position well, and there's a nice little leg shoot at the end, which will give him a little bit more. Now then, what's that? It's certainly over 17 metres, that's for sure. First to jump for Christian Olsen. Incidentally, that jump was 17.12 Capello. Now that's going to be about the same for Olsen. Now then, Capello leading. absolutely on the board. Missed the European Championships. Didn't want to make the injury that he'd got worse. It wasn't quite ready. The Championships came a little bit too early. A lovely hang at the end, isn't he, on that jump? And that, 17 meters and 17 as we go across to Blanka Blasic. 2:04. Now the significance of the height is that it's the meeting record, equal the meeting record set by Stefka Kostadinova, the world record holder. She set that world record, what, in fact, in 1987. So that's the reason she's gone to 2:04, to try and match the world record holder's meeting record.
I'm a little surprised she only wants to match it, frankly. Here she goes. Second attempt, third attempt, in fact. No. Rather a tired looking effort there from Blasic, I think. Perhaps looking forward to the son of her home nation, which she hopes will welcome her back next week. Zagreb on Wednesday, Split the following weekend. And this might be goodbye to Northern Europe for the massively talented, massive in stature world number one, who tonight has confirmed her status as a Diamond League champion in no uncertain terms. She's applauding the crowd, and that's lovely because they support her week after week. She's a prolific competitor. Stuart and I think, have been critical of her in the past as perhaps competing too much, but she usually bounces back. She might have one or two poor comps, and then she finds her form again.
So, the triple jump, this is Benjamin Compaoré. He's got 16.96 in the first round. No jump in the second. Olsen leads with 17.17. We saw that jump. Capello second with 17.12. And Girault at the moment is in third place with 17.10. Now then, what can Compaoré do in this third round? World Junior Champion in 2006, just to give you a statistic of him. Actually, the previous World Junior Champion was Teddy Tamgo himself, so the French have done pretty well in that competition. Was fifth in the European Championships. Crowd getting involved all the way. No.
Oh, I think the ankle's gone there, Stu.
Yep, didn't look good, did it? Didn't look good at all.
When you think about the force these athletes put through the ankles. Oh, he slips, I think, on the plasticine there. It's quite a high ridge of plasticine there, which is maybe, he's still putting weight in the foot, maybe just strained something in the foot there rather than actually gone over on the ankle. One attempt left for Compaoré.
Well, there is the confirmation of the result of the high jump. Blasic 2 meters, De Martino 1.98 and Emma Gren 1.98 in third place. Well, the next event on the track is the women's 100-meter hurdles, and there's the result of the 1500 first. Kiprop from Manzano and Choge, as we gave it, season's best and personal best for our first two. That's how the rest fared in this race. Big field, spread out early, and it really went very much with the script.
Yes, personal best there for Tom Lancashire. That's good progress for the Briton, under 3:34 for the first time.
There's the lineup for the 100-meter hurdles for women. Davian of Belgium right on the inside. O'Rourke of Ireland in 2. Felician Canada 3. Jones USA 4. Pearson Australia 5. Lopez Schleep Canada 6. Harrison USA 7. Carruthers USA 8. Vukasevich Norway in lane 9. The Belgian 13.12, semi-finalist in the European Championships. This will be a tough one, a learning experience, I would think. The former world indoor champion, Dervla Roach, good to see her back. Fourth in the World Championships last year, silver medalist again in the European Championships just recently, Barcelona. Benita Felicien, the world champion in Paris in 2003. She got the silver again in Osaka in 2007. Lolo Jones, twice world indoor champion, terrific starter. We often mention the Olympic problem. She should have won that, she knows it, but things happen, she says. The Olympic silver medalist, Sally Pearson, going very well. She holds the Oceanian record, 12:57 this season. Second in London, very confident young woman. Well, Priscilla Loeb-Schleep of Canada, a dominant force as the season nears its end. 12:52 her best, world silver medalist last year, Olympic bronze medalist. One in Zurich, one in Berlin. It was a non-Diamond League meet, of course, but she's so powerful. Queen Harrison then, American collegiate champion in the 100 hurdles and 400 meter hurdles incidentally this year. Danielle Carruthers of the United States, unlucky not to get to the Olympics in 2004, missed the team by 100th of a second. She's drawn in the 8th lane. And Kristina Vukasevich of Norway, the European under-23 champion last year. A nervous look on that face, right on the outside. And was 4th though in the European Championships. So, David, O'Rourke, Felician, Jones, Pearson, Loeb-Schleep, Harrison, Carruthers, Vukasevich. The women's 100 meter hurdles. Jones on the right, Pearson in the middle, Loeb-Schleep on the left. Away this time. Oh, look at this. Pearson got a terrific start. She's away from this field at the moment, and Loeb-Schleep's got a lot of work to do. Carruthers, Harrison going well at the moment. Here comes Loeb-Schleep. Loeb-Schleep's got to take it. She gets it. In second place is the Australian Pearson, and that was 12.54, and she continues that dominant force, doesn't she? Loeb-Schleep again, a brilliant, brilliant run. And well, Pearson got the start, she certainly did, brilliant stuff. Lolo Jones ended up in 5th place.
Well, back to this triple jump. Of course, only 4 rounds, not so much room for error. Oh no, that's a big no jump, surely that. Capello, 17-12 as opener, no jump in the second round, and yes, a no jump in the third round there. He's annoyed with himself too, but it was pretty hefty no jump look, 4 or 5 centimetres into the plasticine.
Pitkamaki in the javelin. This competition really lighting up at the moment with Torkelson at 89 metres and 88. And Pitkamaki in second place with 82 metres and 41. And that 4th round throw really wallops that. Got a very fast arm. His timing's been out this season, I have to say that. And that's just 80.
Christian Olsen then, 17-17 his opener. So disappointing that he couldn't compete in Barcelona. Many think it a little bizarre he could compete a few days later in Stockholm. No, but that's not right either. And Olsen will stay in the lead with that 17-17, but it's a slender lead. Capello 17-12 in second, Giralt 17-10 in third. The trouble is, that's the final jump of, or the penultimate jump of the third round. Teddy Tamgo has to take his third effort.
Well, here's the man, the double Olympic champion. 89 metres and 88, his best thus far. And you have to say that Torkelson has deserved his win in this Diamond League series. He really has. He's the true championship performer. That won't count, of course, but he's the championship performer. When it matters, he prevails. He's proved it in a couple of Olympic Games. He really has. He's 22 points already going into this, with Pitkamaki on 9. So his performance, they said the athletes had to come here with an honest performance if they'd already won. Well, they did.
Chance to look at that 100-meter hurdles once again, and I have to say Lolo Jones got a terrible start. She virtually stood up out of the blocks. Sally Pearson had it to begin with, but Lopez Schleep, so powerful in the purple there, the Canadian, very, very strong through the second half. Sally Pearson normally is too. That was a great battle between those two.
Well, here's Teddy Tamgo, needs something big. We know he's capable. If he can just hit this board properly and hold himself, that's a good 17-metre jump. Now that could challenge the lead, actually. We've not seen the fine performances from this fella that we saw in New York with that 2 centimetres shy of 18 metres. He's got the talent, he really does flow, doesn't he? Now then, what's he got there? He's way down the field at the moment in 5th place. Oh, it's gone into the lead, 17:33. It looked as though it was better than Olsen's jump, and so it proved to be. There's much more in the tank from this fella, having said what I've said.
Well, here's that shot of Pearson again. Lolo Jones was way, way back and out of it. Real clash between these two, and what a race they made of it. 12.54 to 12.64. Lopez Schleep over Pearson. And Felicien, to her credit, wasn't far behind. 12.68 in 3rd place. But yeah, what a season she's had, Lopez Schleep. The Diamond League format rewards the most consistent athlete of the summer.
Well, there's the result, 12.54. Pearson 12.64, and Perdita Felicien got 3rd place with 12.68. They're the final results. 22 points to 14 rather. Lola Jones, despite coming 5th there, in 2nd place with 14, just ahead of Sally Pearson.
Well, darkness has consumed the sky now, and the final middle distance event of the evening is to be followed by the women's 5,000.
Well, the men's 800 metres, Rainer, Matteo, Solomon, Somme, Kivuva and Lalang, and let's wait for this second page. Kaki, Lewandowski, the European champion, and David Rudisha, the new world record holder. Rainer and Mutai, the Spaniard and the Kenyan, drawn on the inside. Rainer, he's now 29, much promise early on in his career, didn't quite prevail that. Mutua, world junior champion this year, is only 18. Solomon of the United States, 1:45.23 is best. He's also sharing a lane with Bram Som, former European champion. Didn't get to the European Championships, he was ill. Kivuva, 3rd in the African Championships this year, he's in good form too, world finalist. Lost a shoe in that race, so that proved difficult for him. Lalang, the world indoor silver medalist this year, he's only 21, was 2nd in the race behind Rudisha. Ali, Bahrain, world and Olympic finalist at 1500. Then there is a man with his name upside down, Mr. Kaki. Abubakar Kaki, twice a world indoor champion. He's raced Rudisha once before in Oslo, and it was very, very quick indeed. He's a real talent. The European champion, Lewandowski of Poland. He's got a lot of confidence coming out of that championship. 1:44.30 this season. He's a good competitor, and here is the man of the moment. He took the figures of Wilson Kipketer at 1:41.11 to 1:41.09 in Berlin just recently, last week, in terrific form. And it's Tanguy, his training partner. He lives alongside him, trains with him, and paces him. They know each other so well, and he's been asked to provide 49.5 to 50 for 400 metres. This is not necessarily about records, this race. This is a race that Rudisha wasn't going to do if he hadn't broken the world record in Berlin. He was going on to another meeting in Rieti to attempt it again and not come here. But has he got the record? He said he'd come here and face Kaki, a different context, a race this time. But Rudisha, tall, elegant, twice the African champion, and now the world record holder. sure what happened there, but the starter, all the athletes surprised, turned round.
They got to their marks before the order, which was a little bizarre.
Now then, let's see how this race develops. It'll be a good one. Promised much, certainly. Kaki's gone off pretty quickly down the back straight. Kaki, who was, when we saw him in the World Indoor Championships a couple or so seasons ago, he did it from the front. Lang has gone into the lead. Now Radisha's moving through on the outside and takes over the lead. And his pacemaker then takes over. Tangui and Radisha, these two in the lead. Kaki in third place. As they come round the top bend into the straight. It's Ali, in fact, in second place. Radisha has a little look, says who is there. He's trapped on the inside. Kaki's in fourth place in the race. Lang is there. Kavuna is there as well. And let's have a look at the time for the 400 metres. Oh gosh, it's 49.23. It's very, very quick indeed. Now Ali's really taken it on, and I just wonder whether Kaki, where he will play his part. Radisha's gone, the pacemaking's gone, Radisha's there, Kaki in second place, Lang in third place, Lewandowski in fourth place. Ali's now dropping back in the field. What a race.
49.2 at 400 metres. Radisha looks so relaxed, doesn't he? I think he's trying to slow this one down a bit. Look at the way they're bunching.
Yeah, he said he was going to make a race of it. This wasn't about records, we understand that. But this is going to be a real good last 150 metres. He will want to win the race. Most definitely. Now what's he got? Kaki versus Radisha. It was 1-0 to Radisha this season, and here he comes away from this field. What an athlete this is. Radisha coming away to take this. Kaki closing a little bit in the final stages. But what a run indeed, with Lang coming into third place. 1:43.51, and that job done. They said, don't talk about records. He wouldn't have come to Brussels. This is different when you're racing Kaki. He knows that Kaki's good. He knows that Kaki can run 1:42 and perhaps under 1:42. He's a young man who's proved himself in the past. And but Radisha looks a class alone, doesn't he?
Well, back to this pole vault competition. The bar is at 5 metres 85. Maltamora has two failures at that height. Needs this. He will take the lead if he clears this. And he gets it. Oh my word. What a clearance. And that snatches the lead from the Frenchman, the Renaud Lavillenie, who was the only athlete clear at 580. The other three athletes in the competition all passing at that height. Actually, Hooker had one attempt and then passed any more attempts once Lavillenie went over. But with that third time clearance, Moore takes the lead, the German. That's a new personal best for him. Lavillenie in second place. Is passing at this height means he's got to go up 590 the next bar height. And Mazurek has two failures as well. He's in third place, the Ukrainian. He's got one attempt left. And in fact, Steve Hooker with one failure at 580, then he passed, two failures at 585 out of the competition, and shares fifth place with Derek Miles. So Hooker again, not a great night by his standards.
Well, back to the javelin, and this is the fifth round throw of Tiero Pitkämäki. Torkelson's fourth, of course, was a no throw, but this fella is trying desperately to get his form back. Former world champion. He has the talent. He says he was working on the elevation of the throw. It hasn't quite worked for him. He won the world title in Osaka. He got bronze in Beijing in the Olympic Games. And he's a 90-metre plus thrower at his best. His personal best, 91 metres 53. So he knows he's had that distance before. It's not going to impact on the lead, though, is it?
Well, we can go back to this pole vault. Here's Mazurek, as I said. He's in third place at the moment. Third and final attempt at 585 for Mazurek. Former world junior champion. Silver medalist at those European Championships. But out he goes there. And his best effort of the night was his third time clearance. Third attempt and a clearance at 575. Not a bad night's work, but he's frustrated nonetheless. Confirmed as third placer. Renaud Lavillenie, by the way, is confirmed as champion as well. Here's that 800 metres. Look at Kaki, the head rolling from side to side there in second place. I really feel as though Rudisha here tonight has done just enough. He hardly broke sweat. There were very few signs of strain. 1:43.51 his time. Remember, that's 2.5 seconds outside his world record from just a few days ago. And that looked very, very comfortable. He goes to Rieti tomorrow. He competes there on Sunday at that very quick Italian track.
There is the result. Rudisha's time confirmed at 1:43.50. Kaki 1:43.84. Lalang 1:44.29. The European champion coming through into fourth place, 1:44.97. Another good run from him. There's the rest. Rainer Solomon Ali, who did so much of the early work, faded in the end. Ransom, and the pacemaker, who failed to finish, of course.
Well, just one event left on the track, and it is the women's 5,000 metres. 12.5 laps of the track, and fittingly here at this wonderful arena, which has seen so many quick races over this sort of distance in the past, it's an incredibly high quality field. I can tell you that Lynette Massai is the world 10,000 metre champion, Cheriot, a compatriot, the world 5,000 metre champion, Bekele of Turkey, the newly crowned European 5,000 metres champion. The European champion over 10,000, Abele Gesse of Turkey, is also there. She and Bekele, both former Ethiopians. Well, Vivian Cheriot, world champion last year over 5,000 metres with a last lap of 58.6, turning the tables on the Ethiopian. She's in wonderful form. She's only lost to Dibaba and Meseret Defar this year. There's Bekele, Alamitu Bekele. Second in Stockholm a couple of weeks ago, European indoor champion last year over 3,000 metres. Abele Gesse, her Turkish compatriot, going for the European record, we understand, tonight. And Ejigu, Sentiyehu Ejigu, she is the Diamond League leader with 13 points. But close on her heels with the 10 points is Vivian Cheriot. De Grande, Lindsay De Grande of Belgium, will be the first pacemaker. She's due to take them out to 1,500 metres in 4:18, we understand. That's about 66 seconds per lap pace. Actually, what am I saying? Excuse me, it's about 68 seconds per lap pace. But Rejo Mohammed of Tanzania will be the second pacemaker, and then Muriuki of Kenya hoping to take them through to 3,000 metres in 8:38. It will be fast. Conditions good for distance running. There's not much breeze in the arena. It's cool. It's probably about 14 degrees, but that's actually good for distance running. Expect this one to be fast if the pacemakers set it up well to 3,000. That's De Grande who leads. Ejigu in fourth place. Vivian Cheriot back there in about sixth at the moment with the ponytail flapping from side to side, but the pack don't seem too keen to go with it at the moment, do they? There's about an 8-metre gap already. Just looking there, that's Melkamu, in fact, on the inside in fourth place. The three pacemakers have gone away, and there's about a 20-metre gap after, 250 metres, and that's a great shame. Clearly, the main pack have decided, with so many leading lights in there, if you can have several leading lights, then they're not going to make it quick. It's going to be a cat and mouse game. Barcelona.
Well, Alex Capello, the fourth round of the triple jump now. 17-12 is the final round. Incidentally, his best so far. Oh, that looks better. Now it's got the white flag. Oh, look at that. That's as close as you get. And that's a terrific... Oh, he's gone into the lead, 17:47. Now that's a brilliant jump. On the night it is. Christian Olsen. His final jump then. 17:47 to beat. Oh, that looks good as well now. Is it as far? Hits the board well. 17:40. Oh, that's 17:35. It's not as far. It's not as far. And so he stays in third place. Tamgo then. Capello's distance to challenge. Oh, that is big. Now that may well have done it. There's a little bit to give on there. He thinks he's done it, and he has done it. 17:52. Tamgo, Capello and Olsen, they're the first three.
Well, they're coming up to the first 1,000 metres then. 2:55.22. It's nowhere near quick enough for that European record.
Baltimore in the pole vault now. That's a second attempt at 5 meters 90. He's going well, isn't he? Third attempt clearance at 5.85. La Villeneuve has had one failure at this height. The man who dominates the event this season is he opened the competition with a very, very confident jump, did Baltimore. World indoor silver medalist, just to remind you. Didn't do very well in the World Championships last year. He was 14th, so he's come on a lot over the last winter, and then didn't qualify in the European Championship, so in different form.
Well, Elvan Abele-Gesse, they're leading that long pack to the right of picture in 4th place, trying to gradually reel in those pacemakers, but 2:55 for the pacemakers at 1 kilometre. Abele-Gesse leading the pack through about 3 seconds down. It's nowhere near quick enough, so the pacemakers are going through De Grand, and behind her Mauricio Mohamed. Then in the 3rd place, Muriuki, who's gradually being reeled in now, but Abele-Gesse leads them through with 9 laps to run. That's the main pack. Belkamu back in the pack, 2 or 3 places behind her. Jigu, Bekele, Cheriot, they're all there, but it's not quick as things stand.
Renault, La Villeneuve then. Oh, he worked so hard on that, didn't he? He wasn't correct. When he planted, it wasn't right, but he didn't give it up. I just wonder what Pit Kamaki can do now with his final throw. In 2nd place, as so often is the case. Oh no, he's walked over the line. Didn't like that at all, and there's why. I just wonder whether Andreas Torkelson will take his final throw. There's the series, 83.36. 2nd place, De Zordo in 3rd.
Well, they're gradually reeling in that pacemaker. Mauricio Mohamed now leading the main group. There is the second or the final of the pacemakers, Muriuki of Kenya, who's supposed to get to 3,008.38, but 8 laps gone. When they get to the top of the back straight, they'll have 2,000 meters done. But you can see how close they are together. Huddle of the USA, they're back in about 6th or 7th place at the moment. Molly Huddle, who was a second in the US Championship. She's a 14:51 athlete this year. She's broached new ground and done it well as the 25-year-old, but giving a good account of herself with Melkamu out alongside her down the back straight. And they're almost up to Mauricio Mohamed. They go through 2,000 meters in 5:54. That's a 2:58. It's even slower than the 1st kilometre. What a shame. But Abele-Gesse, well, she's not scared of front-running Abele-Gesse. She finds herself in 2nd place with a Jigu and Melkamu behind her. Cheriota is there as well, Bekele. All the big names are queuing up behind her.
Well, Baltimore then, a 3rd and final at 5 meters 90, needs this. Oh, it was so close. That was close. I thought he'd got it, I really did. But he's gone. And those wondering what happened to Steve Hooker, he went out at 5.85. On his, he had 2 attempts at 5.85. That was so close, wasn't it? 2 attempts and 2 failures at 5.85. His previous attempt at a failure at 5.80 meant the 3 in a row, so he went out and ended up in 5th place. But he's the leader thus far, but let's see what La Villeneuve will do.
Right at the back of this 5,000 metre field to write a picture there, you can see Steph Twell. She's talking to her yesterday. She thought sub 15 minutes would be tough, but the youngster who was a 7th in the European Championships over 1,500 metres, the Briton, going well at the moment and benefiting from a good steady pace in this pack rather than lightning fast pace. We're in 3rd kilometre at the moment. So still Abele-Gesse chasing Muriuki now, that final of the last of the pacemakers. And I suspect once she drops out, Abele-Gesse might start pushing on. 6 laps to go, 72nd lap there. It really isn't quick enough.
Well, this is an important vault for La Villeneuve. He needs to clear this or he's going to stay in 2nd place because Moore had a 3rd time clearance at 5.85 and La Villeneuve didn't take it. Oh, he looked close as well, but he's beaten on the night. He's gone. A 5.80 first clearance, whereas Moore had a third attempt clearance at 5.85. So Germany over France on this occasion, but Lavillenie is the diamond season winner, that's for sure. He knows he could have done that. In fact, both of them looked so close on that last attempt.
Well, the 5 fastest women in the world this year are in this field, and that's why it's been relatively slow so far. They're watching each other, nobody prepared to commit and really go for it. And in the absence of Defar and Dibaba, the top 2 in the world over the last 4 or 5 years, you'd think they might have taken the opportunity tonight to do something that makes people look up, but no. They come to 3,000 metres now, and it's 8.51. The target was 8.38. That's why I'm criticising the tempo of this race through the first 2.5, 3 kilometres, and forget about the European record there. Murayuki, the pacemaker, has dropped out at 3,000, but she didn't do too bad a job. They just weren't prepared to go with it, were they? So now it's Abela Gesse leading down the back straight. They're queuing up in single file behind her, and I've just got a feeling she might start winding it up here, cranking it up. Chariot in 3rd place. Chinonge moving down the outside there. Abela Gesse certainly has the strength of character and the ability to make these last 4.5 laps very, very tough for that field, and she'll need to. There's some big kickers there. Chariot amongst them. Lina Masai, remember, has all the strength you could require. She's the tall figure in 4th place. So as they come into the straight, it's Abela Gesse leading from Ejigu. She's the Diamond League leader, remember, Ejigu, with 13 points. In 2nd place is Chariot with 10 points. Now, 1st place in the Diamond League, these Diamond League finals, gets 8 points. 2nd place gets just 4 points. So Chariot, for example, could certainly leapfrog Ejigu here just by finishing in 1st place with the Ethiopian current leader in 2nd place. But it is single file, and I rather fancy Abela Gesse is trying to make each of these laps count. I think she should. She is a strong athlete rather than lightning quick. I know she's a sub-4-minute 1,500 metre performer. That doesn't necessarily mean, though, that she's got lightning quick last 200 or 300 metres. Chariot looks comfortable. So does Masai there. Bekele on the outside. She looks fine. And Jigo on the inside in green. She looks good too. There's nobody really yet being stressed by this. Steph 12 there to the right of picture. Still hanging in there in about 10th place. She's having a good run here. Just on the shoulder of Molly Huddle in what, about 10th and 11th places, the American and the Briton. And as it happens, well, it's relatively slow pace for these top Africans who have taken world titles, plenty of them between them. It's ideal for optimum running for Huddle and Steph 12. As I say that, with 3 laps to go, so Abela Gesse gets her head down. The cadence has definitely picked up, and they're just beginning to drop back now at 12 and Huddle. They've got to run hard these last 3 laps. It's Abela Gesse from Ejigu who's just shadowing her every stride here through these this second half of this race. Chariot there in 3rd. Masai, the tall figure there. Lovely, majestic, raking stride. She's got the Kenyan 10,000 metre champion from Berlin last year. Still only 20 years old, Lynette Masai, but an experienced racer now. 3rd in the African Championships in front of the home crowd 2 or 3 weeks back. 4,000 metres, 11.49. That was only a 2.57. They haven't really done anything, and I'm a little surprised, in fact, when I say they. I mean, Abela Gesse hasn't really done anything to ask questions of many of this field. Huddle and 12 just beginning to struggle there, 12 more than the American. But as they come into the straight, they'll see 2 laps to go. It is the European champion, Abela Gesse, from Ejigu, the World Indoor Championship bronze medalist over 3,000 metres. She was 4th last year at the World Championships over 5,000 metres at Ejigu. And as I say that, so Chariot for the first time moves up onto the shoulder of Ejigu. They're bunching. Abela Gesse, little glance over her shoulder there, but she leads from Chariot and Ejigu. Masai still there in 4th place on the outside. Bekele is there, back in about 5th or 6th at the moment. And just a little bit of jostling for position here, as they know somebody will wind it up. But when? How soon? Will they really leave it till after the bell? Chariot takes the lead. Huddle goes through with 600 metres to run in around 13:02. She's going to have a good run. So is Steph 12. Both of them surely capable of breaking 15 minutes here tonight. And they come round the bend into the straight for the penultimate time. And now they're gathering themselves. They're still there. Chariot, the very fast finisher. The world champion at 5,000 metres for Kenya. On her shoulder, the Diamond League leader, Ejigu. It's Chariot from Ejigu, from Masai. Abela Gesse's not finished, she's in 4th place, and these four just begin to get away from Bekele in 5th. And Kipiego in 6th. Melkamu having a bad one. She's back in about 7th place. 300 metres to run, and into the back straight. And it's Chariot now. Just that rolling style of hers. The blocks emphasise it even more. The little head rocking from side to side. Ejigu, much smoother looking run. And Masai, has she got the legs? These three away. Bekele, I think that is up into 4th place, but there's about 4 metres between her and that leading trio. And Ejigu gathering herself. Chariot, 2nd in the Diamond League with 10 points. Ejigu, 1st in the Diamond League with 13 points. This for $40,000 with 100 metres to go. And Chariot eases away, and this will mean reversing of positions. She's going to be Diamond League champion in the women's 5,000 metres. Masai desperately trying to get past Ejigu. She does do it, I think they're in the line. The winning time, 14:34. Bekele 4th. The rest of them crashing across the line. Kipiego and Bekele and Abela Gesse rather, and disappointed 5th or 6th there. And Huddle in 12. Huddle goes through the line there in about 14:45. 12 goes through in 14:53, 14:54. That's a wonderful run from Steph 12. Still, we mustn't forget, just a youngster at 21 years old. And that's a good race in depth, even if the winning time at 14:34 wasn't anywhere near as fast as we expected. Some great racing there, and yet again, Vivian Chariot has the beating of the best of the Ethiopians in this one in Brussels.
Well, it certainly was a great finish, Tim, as we turned our attention away from those field events and had a little look at the final stages. Chariot going into this race was down on points indeed, and she had, 10 points. Ejigu had 13, and it's double points for this particular final. So Chariot will have got 18, and we'll wait and see what happened where Ejigu was, whether she was 2nd or 3rd, but...
Well, just looking at the screen, Ejigu got 3rd place, so she ends up with 13 points. Chariot, though, surely with that run tonight, becomes Diamond League champion. She had 10 points, she was in 2nd place, and therefore should end up with 18 points. The computer yet to confirm that here in front of us, but they will get it sorted out.
Yeah, she's won it all right, and that was a very fine competition in the end. It was not about records, that one, despite the early pacemaking. It was absolutely clear that this was a race, wasn't it?
I can tell you that Molly Huddle in 10th place, a US record indeed, an area record of 14:44.76. That's a continental record, and Steph 12, 14:54.08. Huge new personal best for the Briton.
Andreas Torkelson, the javelin. It's a look back at the 2nd round throw of his. I'm not surprised we're looking back at it, because look at that, that's the 90-meter line. And we reported earlier that that distance, 89.88, and that was just a brief glimpse and look back at it. Bitkamaki, 83.36, and Desordo, 82.39. That's how they finished. So Andreas Torkelson, once again dominating the season of javelin throwing.
Vivian Chariot then 14:34.13, good enough for victory over Masai. Ejigu in 3rd place with Bekele, the Turkish European champion at 5,000, in 4th place, a new personal best for her. Good running down the field, an area record for the American Molly Huddle, and Steph 12 broaching new ground as well, the young Brit.
Well, the lights go out in this stadium for the presentations of the Diamond League season comes to an end. 2010.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the winners of the Sanctum Diamond League events in Brussels 2010. The discus throw
is there.
From Cuba, Yarelis Barrios.
Quick look at the winners
The high jump from Croatia, Wanda.
Barrios of Cuba in the discus, Vlasic in the high jump.
The 200 meters from the USA, Felix.
The winners coming forward, collecting their diamond trophies. The season has been successful. There's Alison Felix taking up her position, winner of the 400 and the 200 meters overall these 2 seasons. Tim, it's been a wonderful season, hasn't it, as we see these athletes come forward to collect their trophies.
Yes, it has, Stuart. I think the Diamond League concept, for the most part, has worked. Of course, there are critics out there, but the concept is right. Let's put out a format that decides the most consistent athlete through the season. And to come out on top, you don't have to be just consistent, but you do have to record a load of victories as well. Great performances. Lopez Schleep really does typify that. She's had some wins and some losses, but some great wins through the second half of the summer to rack up the points.
Yeah, the 800 Chetkovsky, really great run by her. There's the big Cantwell. Is that podium strong enough? A huge man as Felix looks around and says, what's the shadow behind me?
I think the strength of this discipline, Stuart, is that you can tell who is the best athlete in between Olympic Games each summer, which was always a bit of a wondering.
Avelinaire is there, LaShawn Jackson is there, Torkelson, there's Torkelson, the javelin champion. Huge crowd celebrating these marvellous performances. The man of the moment, David Rudisha, will come up and collect his trophy. 16 in Zurich, 16 here. Tyson Gay celebrates his victory overall. There's Kiprot, the winner of the 1500 meters, the Olympic champion, in the background. There's David Rudisha. Wonderful, wonderful season. And these are the champions of the Diamond League. Amin Diak, the president of the international governing body, joins them after making the presentation. Wonderful scenes here. Well, there are the winners listed for you. Tamgo, that triple jump, eventually winning that. Gay, Rudisha, Alison Felix, Chariot, Lope Schleep, Sabinia, the triple jump. We didn't see too much of that here tonight, but a marvellous, marvellous array of athletes. Look forward to Doha, May the 6th, 2011. It's been a great night here in Brussels at this marvellous stadium. And so from Tim Hutchins and myself, Stuart Story, goodbye.